development. He later set up his own business and became Nokia partner for solution sales to telcos and trade channels. So would you please all join me in giving him a very warm welcome.
Right, well, hello everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you to HIMMS for inviting me to present. We actually came into this field of organ donation and healthcare and verification using the blockchain just by stumbling upon it. It was a project that was done by my 15-year-old son, and then he was actually scouted by the Ministry of Health here in UAE, and they invited us to come over and share with them the project that we were working on, that my son started. And then they actually encouraged us to progress it and offered us support, which we were very thankful for this country to really offer us such an opportunity. And from there, we started taking it serious and allocating the resource, building the team of developers and collaborating with other companies to try and look at all of the problems that today is faced by organ donation, and how can the new technologies, be it artificial intelligence, be it blockchain, address and make sure that we solve these problems. Hopefully this is going to press. I'm trying both sides. Sorry, it's not moving. All right? Technology, yeah? But it's not the blockchain. All right, so how many of you knows, the number of people that are expected to be waiting for an organ at any point of time? Any guess? Actually, now the slide moved. But there's about 2 million people at any point of time awaiting organs to be donated. Thank you. And any guess, anybody wants to guess the number of organs that are actually trafficked organs or traded organs? It's about 10% of that. So a huge number of people that are being abused or enslaved for their organs. Over and above, 80% of all NCDs is actually reversible and treated can be preventively treated with a change in lifestyle. And many of the organ needs can be actually reversed if that risk profiling is defined early on, and actively working on reversing that poor lifestyle choices, so there won't be that huge of a need. And these are the main challenges. And typically today, across the whole world, the populations are aging, and with the aging comes a larger healthcare bill, and that healthcare bill can in many countries exceed 20 or 25% in the very near future by 2025, which is a humongous cost, which the government will not have a way to deal with it. So when we looked at also, when you dig deeper, who's actually consuming that budget, you'll find that actually 5% consume over 50% of the overall budget. So it's quite an interest for all governments, for healthcare, to ensure that we all work together towards managing that greater challenge. How to eradicate organ trafficking, how to ensure that everyone does not have to wait long on the wait list, and how to work with them, with the general public on educating on preventive self-care, which is change your lifestyle, change your being able to reverse your condition. And so we agreed with the Ministry of Health that we're going to develop an organ donation app. Initially, it's just going to be a registry for the patients through the hospitals and the donors who want to register themselves, who want to donate their organs after their death. But then we have defined also a roadmap with them, which will take you through it. It's how do we identify an organ once it's arrived? How do we define the provenance of it? And we devise a way that we can do, just like the forensic evidence, a DNA swapping before the organs are dispatched, and then a DNA swabbing when each of those organs is received by the receiving hospital, sent to separate lab, uploaded under the blockchain. The blockchain will say matching or not matching. We will not stop the transplant, but this is a deterrent for no organ trading, and this is what the UAE wants. They want to actually be number one in terms of no trading allowed in here with organs. Then we looked at the biometric and what is it that we can add also there, and how to, there's somebody in a traffic accident on the side of the road, a deceased person, how can we quickly identify that he's an organ donor and quickly be able to harvest the organs, distribute them, save as many lives, and so on and so forth. And they were working with them as well. Organ matching, how can we do securely on a private blockchain, do the HLA typing for all the residents, make sure that that data is theirs and their own, but at the same time allow for the artificial intelligence to do certain profiling, so that if somebody falls and needs an organ, we can quickly identify from who would be the right donor to which patient, and instantly be able to reduce the number of months in immunosuppression, the cost of the post-treatment, and so on and so forth. So this is exactly, the things that we found to be available in the blockchain. We can store secure data, just like Wael said. Not Wael, by the way, it's Wael. And we can educate patients by having that application and informing the general public on that need for lifestyle change. We can actually verify the organs now, and we can do the recommendation to the Ministry of Health. On top of all the other recommendations they have different considerations. We're not going to go through that now. So, as we were discussing, this has been the path, and so we started October 2017. It's an idea by a 15 years old who was looking for a project and stumbled upon how much issues are available in organ donation. Decided to take it as a mission, picked up by the ministry. We incorporated the company, Dhonor Health Tech, and today we actually have a contract to build the first application, and we're working with them on a partnership agreement in that field. In terms of our business model, so yes, we build applications. These are the registries. Then we offer advice and different services, basically, to the healthcare industry. These are pay-per-use kind of, and then we're creating a standard for how do we verify the organ donated, how do we improve the transit, calculating the transit time, so from where that patient is to reach to the hospital that's going to do the transplant, and where that organ is coming from, how long will it take, versus the decay time for each organ. So a lot of algorithms that we're working on, and we're happy to actually have been accepted by AI Venture Labs in collaboration with Microsoft to develop all of those AI modules as well. In terms of the technology stack, today there's a new standard for HLA typing, and it takes 3 minutes on a standard laptop, and literally it can actually map chromosome 6, 30 addresses, and so on and so forth. So basically, give a very high accuracy of 95% for better matching. And so versus the previous cost, this would be more or less about 10% of what it used to. In terms of timing, it would be actually 1% of what it used to take. So versus 2 days, now we're talking about 3 minutes. We have the blockchain, which is Hyperledger Fabric 1.3, in order to store all of that HLA within And none of this information is available with us. We are a zero-knowledge platform. All of that information is stored securely on the blockchain as a service within the UAE, so where all the medical records are retained. We're building a smart waitlist in order to map that should something happen to any individual, who would be the best beneficiaries, so that there's an additional layer of recommendation to the health authorities and the providers. And then the intelligent recommendation based on the location, transit time, decay time, HLA profiling, all of that taken into consideration to optimize the results and hopefully build that as a standard from the UAE to the world. Our future milestones, it's basically, we're going to be completing our development by Q3. There is a Congress for organ donation taking place on November 14th here in Dubai. So it's a global Congress for organ donation, and that's where we're going to be launching our application along with the Ministry of Health. And then in 2020 to start the live pilot with further allocation of research and development to optimize that field. And that's about it. Thank you for your time.